One of the comments I hear most as a dating coach is, I just never get signals from women. Women never look at me, they don't smile at me, I never get a clear indication that they like me. And very often the conclusion that the guy comes to is, I'm just not attractive to women. Women don't like guys like me. The reason you're not getting clear signals from women isn't because you're unattractive, but because you're expecting too much too soon in terms of the clarity and strength of those signals from her. By the way, if starting conversations with women at this moment in time feels really uncertain, I've put together a free guide to help you do that. Just click on the link beneath this video. A lot of men are operating from what I'd call a waiting to be chosen mindset. They're looking for some kind of obvious signal of interest or green light from her before they act. And as I always say, this is motivated from a really good place. They don't want to be too much or creepy. And so they're looking for that clear permission to know they're safe to make a move forwards. But the problem with this is, in real life, attraction just doesn't normally start that clearly. Instead, it's gradual. What it feels like to her is she might glance across the room and think, oh, he's kind of cute, or he looks like maybe my type. Beyond that, she doesn't really feel excited or clear about whether she's attracted to you or not until you've interacted with her. And this is where the misunderstanding happens. Men often feel attraction more instantly and more clearly. So they look to the woman and they expect her to be on the same timeline, and she's just not. This can especially suck if you have built up the courage to walk over and talk to a woman and her first reaction to you is quite neutral. You might think, oh my gosh, I've made all this effort to talk to her and she doesn't even like me. However, what you're probably seeing isn't, I don't like you. Her reaction is probably, I don't know you yet. Instead of waiting to be chosen, you have to come from a point where you reference yourself instead of her reaction. Am I interested to talk to her? Am I curious about her? Am I attracted to her? Is there something I'd like to express to her? This means next time you notice a woman and she notices you, instead of noticing her glance briefly and drop her eye contact and thinking, nothing really there, go over and talk to her. If you overanalyze and end up not saying anything, you are always in a worse position. Even saying something very simple like, hey, I noticed you and I wanted to introduce myself, or I noticed you and I wanted to say hi, creates a moment, creates impact. Sure, she may not be bowled over and be completely into you yet, but it gets you more clearly on her radar and, importantly, enables you to act from a place where you are honoring your intention. You are doing what you would like to do rather than needing super clear permission to take that step forwards. If you can lock in the idea that women start in neutral and as you interact with each other, attraction can build, this can really help you to navigate your conversations with her as well. Instead of being thrown off by her initial neutral reaction, you just go, okay, this is pretty normal. And as you build that connection with her, you can start to look out for signs that she's warming up. This is true if you've first spoken to a woman on an app or face-to-face, or if you're on a first date with her. Recently, a client of mine approached two women in a bar. Things were going kind of well, but he noticed their body language was closed off. They both still had their arms folded, and he chose to joke with them. I'm looking at the body language here, and I feel like this is not going very well. Immediately, they both burst into laughter, and it created that impact and emotional reaction. I know it sounds bold, right? Saying what you actually think and feel is happening in a socially intelligent, charismatic way, you can start to notice that women can shift out of the kind of who's this to the whoa, who is this mindset. And this journey isn't about a line, it's about you moving from kind of playing it safe and performing and tiptoeing around stuff into being a more real, authentic and confident version of yourself. So remember, if you're one of the many guys who isn't yet getting a strong signal, it doesn't mean you're unattractive. It does mean you have to choose to interact with her more. So stop waiting to be chosen, start being willing to give her something to respond to. If you'd love to meet women in the real world, I've got some great online and in-person training programs that you might enjoy. Find more details by clicking the link beneath this video.